Today we're going to go over how to properly check an MSA Firehawk M7 Scba self-contained breathing apparatus. First thing we'll go over is the mask. This is the neck strap. So basically when you put this on, go ahead and put this on first over your head. And then your straps, the way they're stored on the truck, the straps need to be all the way loose. So these are all the way loose. Over time they'll get elongated and they'll lose their elasticity. So make sure that they have some stretch to it. If not, let somebody know so we can order some new straps. Right here is where your regulator goes in. It's a click connect. So basically you put it in and push and you'll hear it click. This is a heads-up display. The heads-up display, you have three AAA batteries in the heads-up display right here. So if your heads-up display is not working, more than likely it's your batteries. This end up, it'll have a, so basically if that sticker is facing towards the outside, it's got a O-ring here to keep water out. When you're checking these masks and air packs on Friday, but for the mask, you want to make sure there's no cracks in the actual lens. Also, your exhalation valve, I'm missing one right here. What this does, it keeps your mask from fogging up so bad. This mask needs to be cleaned. What you want to do is just clean them with see all that dirt on the inside, clean them with like a bleach water solution and then rinse it good. And also that kills any of the germs or bacteria that's in here that from when somebody else has worn this, keeps from cross-contamination. So if somebody's got a cold or something like that. So if they're dirty, go ahead and clean them. And if we've had a structure fire or any kind of fire and the crew before you had to use the air pack, go ahead and wash it. Don't ever depend on anybody else cleaning your stuff properly. So go ahead and, clean it just to be on the safe side. So this has got to have a new valve replaced. But that is not a fail. It's just what it is. It's just going to fog your mask up a little more. This mask is good to go as far as a check, being checked off. So I've got to replace that. And that's pretty much it on the mask. You want to check also this inhalation diaphragm. Make sure that it's good and sealed off. You see how that's sealed off? If it's got a tear or something, you could have a piece of trash in here keeping this valve open. So go ahead and inspect that also. If you see any problems with an air pack or a mask, anything, let me know. I'm a certified MSA technician. I can go ahead and fix it. If I can't fix it, I can order parts and have it fixed. But yeah, just let me know. So that covers the actual face piece. Also right here, this mask size is a medium. Right above the forehead, it'll have the size. We're going to be getting fit tested here soon, so everybody will know the proper size they need to get a good seal. Now we're going to go over the actual Scba unit. This is a MSA Firehawk M7. I'm going to go ahead and take the bottle out. I just cut it on by accident. Go ahead and turn that red valve. Yeah, go ahead and bleed all the air out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this bottle out. Here at Byram, we use 4,500 Scba cylinders. They're still 30-minute bottles, but these are the carbon wrapped. These cylinders here are carbon wrapped cylinders. They're good for 5 years on a hydrostat date. They have a 15-year shelf life. And if you notice right here, they were just tested on July of 2018 this year, so they're good for another 5 years. And this is just kind of FYI. This bottle was actually made, it was manufactured in June of 2012. They have a 15-year shelf life. So basically, in 2027, this bottle is out of service. So the year of 2027, June of 2027, it's got to be out of service. And you can hydrostat test these all the way up until that year. So this one has just been done. It's good for another 5 years. All right, right here is your pressure gauge. That's how much air is actually in the cylinder. So it's right at 40 now. Well, you have to multiply that times 100, so that's 4,000 PSI. There's really not enough room in here to actually print out 4,000 or 2,000, 3,000. So if it says 40, it's got 4,000 PSI. That's how you turn the bottle on and off, right here. This right here is your burst disc. So what I mean by a burst disc, let's say that I try to put 5,500 pounds of pressure in a 4,500 cylinder. Instead of the bottle exploding and blowing up and hurting somebody or killing somebody, it's actually got a pressure relief valve in here. It's just a little round copper disc that it's going to blow, and all you see these little holes. The air is going to come out of these holes, and it's going to be loud. It's going to be a loud hiss. But that's pretty much it. If you notice these threads right here, these threads play a critical role in a 2216 bottle and a 4500 bottle. So if I go to try to put this actual bottle in here in a 2216 pack, well, I'm going to have 4,500 pounds of pressure trying to go into a 2216 pack, and what it is, the threads are longer. So the threads it won't allow me to actually hook up. If this was a 2216, it will not allow me to make a seal. So what happens is it will blow the air out of these little holes. You have these little holes drilled in the side of the threads, and it will actually leak a bunch of air instead of trying to hook up and blowing all your O-rings out of your system here. So, but you can put a 2216 bottle in a 4,500 pack. You just cannot put a high pressure 4,500 in a 2216 pack. So that's a good idea, whoever came up with that. So that's it on the actual cylinder. And on the cylinder, you want to look for any major gashes. If it's got major burns, scorches, or anything, it probably needs to be tested. And also at night, if you want to cut the light off, we're going to cut the light off in the room. This right here will glow. You see how that is glowing. The actual pressure gauge glows, so you can see, and it has a glow ring up at the top so you can identify, your firefighters in total darkness. That's it on the bottom. On the actual air pack, this is your regulator. Always store your regulator inside the holster here, because what it does, it protects it. This is your lifeline. So if you mess this up, you could actually, get hurt or even get killed if you mess this regulator up. That's where your air is going to enter your mask. So if you notice right here, it's got a slot down here. If you try to put it in there, it's not going to connect. So what you do, the push button's on the side. The push button, one of them needs to be in the down position where that's open. It still didn't lock. And now you see how it's locked in. So that right there has to be down for it to lock in. Like I said, if you do it like that, it's just going to come out. So that covers the holster. The regulator, you have an O-ring here. And basically, if this is dirty, go ahead and clean it too. But this is your bypass valve. And what the bypass valve does, if something happens to your regulator where it malfunctions, you still have a way to get, good breathing air. So what you do is you basically turn this, breathe in, close it off. Open it up, breathe in, close it off. So basically you can still get air by using your bypass valve. And so that covers your regulator and your bypass valve. When you're doing your Friday checks, check your hoses, look for any cracks, look for any frays. Make any notes in FireBridge about anything that's wrong with the pack. And every single air pack here at Byram has an identification tag. It's going to be on the left shoulder strap on your harness. Like this one here belongs to Rescue 1 and it's pack number 2. So when you're doing your checks, type in Rescue 1 pack number 2 has a frayed hose. So simple as that. All right, now we're going to get to the actual harness. Of course, it's like wearing a backpack. Okay, left shoulder, there's really nothing there. Your straps, you know, basically you put it on and you pull each strap to tighten it down. This right here is your actual regulator on your, I mean not your regulator, your gauge on your right shoulder. It's going to tell your pressure readout. That's going to be your pass device, and what pass device is, personal alert safety system. That's just a data button where you can hit the button on there. This right here, that's like a function button, and I'm going to go over that in just a minute. And you also have hoses. Follow all your hoses, check them, go all the way up. Note and when you're looking at the harness, if anything's cracked or bad, you know, let me know. Let somebody know. Right here, check all your hoses coming down, everything. Right here, this is your low pressure, high pressure to low pressure reducer. Right here, and that's going to reduce. What it's going to do is the air is going to come in from here, and the pressure is going to be reduced from 4,500 to about, I think it's like 5 psi, maybe 6 psi. And what it's going to do is reduce the pressure so you can breathe in your mask. Otherwise, 4,500 pounds, you're going to, you know, blow your skin off your face. If you try to put a mask on, it's got 4,500. It's just going to blow the mask away from your face. So this is a reducer, pressure reducer. Right here, this is where the bottle goes in, and basically enters in from the top like this. Before you tighten this down, go ahead and make your connection here. Right here, there's an O-ring. There's an O-ring that seals it off to going to the bottle. So go ahead and hook this up. Right here's a buddy breathe system. That's dirty. We don't have any kind of buddy connection here that I know of. But anyway, if somebody was out of air, you know, you can basically recharge their bottle by this if you have the pigtail, the connection to go into there. We're not going to hit on that too much today. All right. Now that you have this tight, go ahead and do your butterfly clamp. So basically, you turn it. You got this way so Scott can see me. So you turn it, and then basically it locks down. So that's ready to go. Alright, right here, you have 2 audible alarms in your actual Scba unit system. You also have a vibe alert in your mask. So when your mask goes, you know, when you get low on air, your mask is going to vibrate and everything. And so here's your bell. You'll have a bell here. It's going to be ding, 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 ding. So you'll hear that, and you'll hear some chirps coming out of this device here. All right, the batteries are low, and if you cannot open this with your hand, go ahead and use the end of this right here. What it is, it's a seat belt. It's just a buckle. So take this in. See that groove? This is designed to be, you know, done without any tools. So take this right here. There's a slot. Now go ahead and turn that. Once you get it loose, then you can do the remainder. All right, in here there are 4 C batteries in here. 4 C batteries. The positive end goes towards the inside of the pack, and if you look on the inside of this tube, it's going to be directions on how to put them in. So there's 4 C batteries. They go in here. You have an O-ring here to keep out moisture and water. If that's, you know, broken or whatever, or missing, just let us know and we'll get one replaced. So you put the packs in, or put the batteries in the pack. Every time you put new batteries in, it will power on the Scba. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off for now. Cut it off 2 times on the yellow button. That's all. Okay, so that covers the battery. And that is pretty much it as far as I need to go over. Always have your straps loose. Make sure they're always loose all the time. Leave them loose for the next guy. There's nothing worse than trying to get ready for a fire and having to loosen the straps. So when you're doing your checks in the morning, every morning you want to check your pressure, check your face piece, check your batteries in your on your regulator on your chest. Just check give it a quick rundown. You know, make sure your straps are loose, all that kind of stuff. Now what we're going to do is turn it on. All right, you heard the bell ringing. That's one audible alert. And then you heard the chirp. That's your second audible alert. What the pass device is, if a firefighter goes down or gets trapped or whatever, if he doesn't move for like 30 seconds, it's going to activate this pass device. And what it does, it lets firefighters outside know that, hey, there's a fireman down. There's a fireman not moving. To keep your pass device from going off, just wiggle around. That's your pass device. And it's going to get really loud. Okay, now to turn that off, you just hit your yellow button on the side, hit it 2 times. So when you're checking this thing on Friday, make sure this pressure gauge is matching up with this pressure gauge and also your electronic readout. So they're all pretty much close. Up here you have a battery indicator. This one here has 50% battery left, it's good. It's also going to be a little cylinder down here. So that cylinder is going to tell you how much air, it'll tell you and all that stuff. It's got a temperature readout. If you need to manually activate your pass device, this button right here, hold it down. To disarm it, 2 times on the yellow button. So that's your manual, and that's your manual pass device activation. The yellow button, hit it 2 times on the side, that's going to turn it off. The bypass valve I was telling you about. So if this regulator is bad, you can actually manually get air. So if you get ready to take a breath, inhale, close it. Exhale, get ready to take a breath, inhale, close it. A lot of guys, when they get hot so you have to shake this thing. So you shake it and it goes off. So as long as you're moving, this thing is not going to activate. A lot of guys will try to come out of a fire early and go to rehab. They'll just turn this thing wide open and try to drain all the oxygen out. But that right there is really important. Your bypass valve is really important. And it's red because red means emergency, like we all know. So on your 2216 bottle, which we don't have, I'm just going to hit on it real quick. 2216, when you get low air, it's going to go off at 500. You're going to hear your bell ringing at 500. Your mask is going to vibrate at 500. On the 4500 packs, it's going to go off at 1000 psi. So when you get down to 1000, you're going to have your bell ring on your side. Also, your mask is going to start vibrating. It's going to let you know that, hey, you got 1,000 pounds of air left. You need to be trying to find your way out. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go over how to shut it down. Basically, I'm going to turn my bottle off right here. And I'm going to bleed it down real slow. And when I get to 1000 psi, you'll see what I'm talking about. When you get low on air, what it's going to do. Going down, 2,500, 2,000. Hold on, it passed the device. All right. 1,000 psi. You're getting low on air. That right there, this bell will go off until you actually, run out of air or you go outside and turn it off yourself. But that right there is letting you know that you're getting low on air. Your mask is going to be vibrating as well. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. When you get really low, that's what it's going to sound like when you get extremely low on air. It's getting slower and slower. And that's it. So we got the bottle off. We got the air supply shut off. Now, all I have left is to hit the yellow button twice, and it's going to turn it off. And it says off. And that completes how to go over your SCBA and your face piece check off to make sure everything is functioning properly. Thanks.